So this is the CSUN Youth Philharmonic, and we're going to play a couple of pieces for you. But before we get started, I wanted to also announce that we have some members from Symphony that are joining us for this first piece on the program. Symphony members, can you please stand? Those of you who are joining us from Symphony, just want you to point out where you are. Yes, thank you so much. So we invited them to play with us on this first piece on our set because we thought it would be a fun thing to do, also give them a taste of what lies ahead of them, and so we would love to share this experience with them. Before we play our first piece, I wanted to just kind of talk to the, are there any Star Wars geeks out there? Yes! Yes! Okay, there we are. Now, I'm talking about the generation from around 1983, so I'm probably speaking to the parents here. 1983 was the film that came out, Return of the Jedi. Remember that? And for 16 years, we thought there was not going to be any more Star Wars, right? There was no more to the story. And then something happened in 1999. You remember that? We saw the first trailer of a new Star Wars movie. And I don't know if you remember, I remember where I was when that happened. And I thought, oh, no way. They're going to tell the story that everyone's been wondering about. What happened before The New Hope and that trilogy, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So, okay, fast forward to opening night, and we're at the first episode 1, Phantom Menace. And I thought, what is this all about? Now we see, instead of 1 Jedi, we see 2, right? I thought, okay, well, we've only seen 1 before, now we have 2. And I thought to myself, okay, that's pretty formidable. There's a bad guy, right? Just 1 against 2. And I thought, as that story progressed, that at the end, when the door opens and it's 2 against 1, everybody remember this? Did any of you think, oh, that's not going to be a challenge? There's 2 against 1. Do you remember what evened the playing field a little bit that we never knew about? A double-edged lightsaber. I don't know about you, but I remember thinking, they can do that? Oh, no way. And of course, everybody flocked and bought their double-edged lightsaber and brought them, because we didn't know that you could do that. Now, to the younger generation, you've probably seen all kinds of different lightsabers, so it's not a big deal to you. But to us, we were thinking, wow, that just kind of blew my mind. And nothing helps capture the moment, at least the memory in our minds, more than the music that we hear while we're feeling these things. That's the most powerful thing about music, is that we have the ability to sort of evoke these emotions, whether it be wonder or tragedy or laughter or love or any of these emotions, and even just this feeling of awe and wonder. This music just starts driving as we start seeing this very famous battle scene between 1 Sith Lord and 2 Jedi. Of course, the Sith Lord has a double-edged lightsaber. And you get to hear this music as the battle starts. Woo! I'll just use my loud voice here if I can hear.
There it is.
Oh, it's on now. Okay. In the next chapter, we have the Attack of the Clones. And that's where we explore the story of Anakin Skywalker and Princess Amidala, yes? And the mother. Am I saying that right? Padme, yes, Padme, so no. Yes, we have some authorities here. And as George Lucas said, it's a love story. It's how they grew together. First he was her protector, and then of course they fell in love, and that's what gave birth to Luke and Leia for the next trilogy. And we hear some beautiful themes. Remember, George Lucas referred to his story not as a science fiction or space story as much as it was a space opera, which we know in opera, every time there's a certain feeling or a motive associated with a character, as in the operas of tradition, you hear a leitmotif or a motive that associates with that particular character. And so we hear these beautiful themes in Attack of the Clones, the love theme between Anakin and Princess Amidala or Padme. This is the second tone. Now we have the connecting story in the third chapter that takes us up until how Anakin Skywalker turns into Darth Vader. Of course, the moral of the story that we take away from that is the dangers of giving into fear. Fear is something that leads us into anger. Anger leads to hate, and then hate, of course, leads to the dark side. So we have all these really anxious themes and rhythms that come out in the third chapter, and these are themes from the movie Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, thank you, Symphony, for helping us out with that one. While they're moving, yes. Go ahead, the symphony members.